Good morning, folks. Welcome to the channel where I share anything and everything. In this episode, this is episode number 2. We're trying to get our electric scooter operational again. The scooter itself is fine, but the battery pack is not. It's sitting right here. The first episode was filmed about November 28th last year. 28th happens to be my wife and I's anniversary. We were not together that particular day, so I got busy with the battery here. If you'd like to see that, just have a look at my videos and that there, you'll find it. I only just uploaded the first video filmed back in November, and looking at that, it's easy to criticize yourself, but you may have noticed I was going a little bit slow opening the pack and peeling the shrink wrap and whatnot. There's a reason for that. The battery pack, is suspect, was blown up. You just never know what can be wrong in there, and I've seen a single cell of those go up in flames right before my eyes in the past. So you're opening something up, you just don't know what's gone wrong in there. It could be something marginal, I only need to touch where it shouldn't, and the entire pack could go up. So that's why I was taking it easy. So we're on, did I say episode 2? Looking at that first video, the whole battery pack was just all messy. So we're going to focus on tidying all that up. We're going to open this up again, peel all the, they call it fish paper. I think some places are calling it barley paper. It's like a fireproof, in my mind it's like cardboard, fireproof cardboard, so I'm going to call it fireproof cardboard. And we'll get all that off, get all that sticky crap off. I hate dealing with sticky stuff everywhere. So we'll start with that. The previous episode I've determined that the BMS or battery management system is kaput, and I have a new one inside the home there that I've ordered. I could not get the exact same model, but I've gotten one which I think is probably better. There were some management systems where they had Bluetooth features, and you could Bluetooth it to your phone, and you could see, individual cell voltages and current drain and all that sort of stuff. And I was very close to purchasing that option. And then in the end of the day, I said to myself, do I really want to be dealing with a telephone? This scooter one day is destined to go to the Aitutaki in the Pacific Islands. Our family, we've got a family homestead over there, and I just can't imagine us, down by the ocean side somewhere and pulling out a phone and whatnot just to get the thing going. So I've just opted for plain Jane model, and so that's what we'll go with. But I don't know how long this video will go for, but it's going to be part 2 of another part. So I'm going to cut this scene right now, and we'll get into opening this up. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's get this tape off here. checking there's no exposed nails there. Right, so I've got new fireproof card inside. I'm going to get all this off. Also, by getting it off, I'll be able to inspect anything else that looks a bit dodgy. Let's get this out of the way. Still in focus. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, it's a dumb thing about this DJI gimbal thingy. Hoping that one day bring out an update so that when it's trying to track an object or a person, when it goes out of this off the out of range and they come back into view, it can relocate the object or the person, but it just doesn't seem to be able to do that. Comes back into view and doesn't know what to do about it. I think for now I'm going to snip those off and always solder those back again. Once I get all this tidied up, I think I'll go inside and just draw up a bit of a quick sketch for you guys so you can see what's going on here. Those familiar in battery backpacks, they know exactly what the deal is there. But I'll explain that once I get all this crap off and tidied up. sticky stuff all over the place. I don't know how I'm going to clean that off. Bit of alcohol maybe. When I put the new stuff there, it's not going to go anywhere, even though without the sticky stuff, it's going to be in there and shrink wrapped, and it's just not going to go anywhere. So we'll deal with that. Someone mowing their lawns in the neighbourhood. Yeah, don't be surprised you hear a bit of neighbourly noise going on. The odd argument perhaps, the old domestic. I can now see that we may have to use some sticky stuff around here to hold the thing together, because I can now see it's wanting to come apart. I'll look at that in a minute. For now I just can't deal with all this ugliness. Oops. Just going to hit pause, and I'm going to go and get some insulation tape. Just want to strap these together so they don't fall apart. Nice. Now, this ruler here, I don't really want to remove it, but the benefits of removing it and accidentally having this fall on it could be catastrophic, so I need to get rid of this ruler here. This ruler is for another job. It needs to go precisely back where it is now. So let's get that off. How's that holding together? It's pretty good. Now I'd love to get all this stickiness off here, because the new, you can buy this fish paper with a sticky back side, or I think you can get it sticky on both sides. I've opted to purchase stuff that's not sticky at all on any side, so with all this sticky residue, what's going to happen is that new stuff is going to stick to it, so I need to clean all that off somehow. Let's try a bit of magic, get this done in a blink of an eye. Okay, we're at my computer's touchscreen, and we're here to get a bit of a visual on how this battery pack is configured. Now, looking at the pack with my eyeballs, I can see it's configured as a 8P 20S pack. That's for this pack. Other packs will have a different configuration. Now, what does 8P20S mean? It means 8 cells in parallel and 20 of those in series. So let's get drawing some batteries on our screen. Get a bit of a handle on this. We're not going to have a lot of space on the screen, but let's get drawing anyway. So that's one battery, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's our 20 cells, and in the middle, of course, is there'll be 15 in there. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Now, for a lot of us not familiar with these particular cells, they don't really have an obvious bump at one end where the positive is. But those of us new to this stuff, let's just put a bump there so we know what we're looking at. Okay, this is the sort of battery you might see at your regular supermarket. Bit of a bump at one end, and that end, as we know, is always the plus, so let's put plus there. Okay, so there's our 20 batteries, and it's in series, so let's join them up. Let's join that there. Okay, now let's imagine the ones in the middle are all connected up in series as well. And then off on the left here, that'll be our negative. So let's just put a negative there, and on this other side, that's going to be our positive. So let's put positive there. Okay, now when our batteries are in the sort of a flat state, each of those cells are typically, I'm just going to write up here, flat. 3.6 volts. and when they're charged they're about 4.2 volts. Alright, it's an 8P system, so we need more batteries. So there's one there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now they're in parallel, so what we need to do is join all of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's more in there. Okay. And the same for that one, and that one, and that one. So that's our basic configuration of the battery pack. Now, to wire in our BMS, I've got the BMS, the new replacement in my hand here, and it looks something like this. And it's got a blue wire here, and that's labelled B-. It's got a black wire here coming out of it, and it's P-. And it's got another one over here, and that's labelled C-. Okay, so there's all our cells wired up. We got our BMS sitting there. What we don't have there is the actual scooter, so let's quickly draw a scooter. It's not a very good circle, is it? Let's try again. Go a bit slower. There's our cool as scooter there, and out of that scooter comes 2 wires, connector, and we're going to connect there. Okay, and that scooter gets connected up to P-, according to our wiring diagram. It's come with the BMS, P-, and the other side is going to go to battery plus. So let's hook that up. Okay, so that's the scooter taken care of. The charger, let's draw a charger over here. It's our mean-as charger, and for our charger we come from C-. Let's just join that up a bit better. C-, let's route this one to our charger. Where's the other one going? Battery plus also, is it? Yes. It goes up to there, our connector. Cool, and the B- goes to the battery minus, of course. And we'll just label that BMS so there's no mistake. Battery management system. And then the battery management system needs to monitor each of the cells that are in series. And it does that with a wire, or the tap they call it. And the first one's going to go to there. Second one will go to there. To there. and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then, you know, something like this to there and to there. And we also got our mains connector that goes into our national grid. It's a 3-pin plug. Earth, phase, neutral. That's 240 volts coming out of the wall into the charger to the BMS. Now I'm just going to sit here for a few seconds, and just check what I've done here is correct. P minus off to B minus, yes, P minus to the scooter, the other side of the scooter, the battery plus, the charger is C minus, and the other side is also to the battery plus. Let's label some of the stuff. Plus that side, that's obviously going to be plus there as well. And for the motor, sorry, for the scooter, that's plus there. And obviously it's going to be plus there as well. And I think that's it. Negative, negative. And it looks fine to me, so let's stop recording there and let's have a bit of a cordial after this. Okay, before wrapping up this video, I'd like to talk about the battery management system. You know, actually we don't need a battery management system. It's really a sort of a luxury item, I suppose. We could charge the battery without that. We could also discharge it without that. But if we want to prolong the battery life for this scooter, then we'd have to manually monitor the voltages getting charged and discharged and switch everything off right at the right time to protect them. You know, it can be a little bit of an annoyance. So instead, we employ the functions of a battery management system that will take care of all those things for us. Now the battery management system, this is the replacement that's going into the battery pack. That lettering might be all backwards because I've got the phone screen facing me. That's what's going in there. That'll monitor and manage the pack so that it's not overcharging and over discharging. Also, this particular BMS will balance the batteries. So remember, we've got 8 cells in parallel, and we've got that repeated 20 times. So basically it will balance each of those, let's call them banks. So I'm going to use my hand here. We'll say that the top of my head is fully charged at 4.2 volts, and my chin is you know, discharged to a safe level, and we're going to call that 3.6 volts, which is actually realistic. So 4.2 volts, 3.6 volts. So this is one, again, we're going to call it a bank. This is one bank of 8 cells, and this is also another bank of 8 cells. And up and down, voltage high, voltage low, 4.2, 3.6. All right. So let's say this one here is, you know, a little higher voltage than this one. And clearly this one here is going to reach its cutoff point or cutoff charge point before this one. And likewise, when it's discharging, this one's going to reach its cutoff point when it's discharging before this one. So you can see that we're not getting an even and full amount of charge and discharge. So this one here is going to come up to 4.2 volts. The BMS is going to say, right, you're charged enough and that's it, stop. But this one has not actually got the 4.2 volts yet. So you're kind of missing out, and you're going to lose range when you start riding the scooter. So let's say you start riding it, things are getting, you know, the discharging, the voltage is going down, 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 and this one stops, or everything stops, to save this bank of batteries. But this one here, it's still got some life left in it, but it can't discharge anymore because, you know, the battery management system has said, no, that's it, that's the end of you. So you can actually buy battery management systems that do exactly that, and they won't actually balance, and you just won't get good performance. So the BMS that I've got will balance them. So what will happen is these will equal out all, in my case, well in this case, all 20 banks should sit the same voltage, and when it charges they all will go up, reach 4.2 volts, and they all come down when you start riding a scooter, down, 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 you know, to around about 3.6, and then it'll cut off. So you're getting the maximum range and use from all the cells. So that's what the BMS is doing for us. Now, I can't remember what you call it. I think what I've got is something like, what do they call that? I think it might be called passive balancing. So you've got passive balancing, which means, you know, there's resistors or whatever in here that will drain one bank of voltage down to match the other one. And likewise, it will put more voltage into one bank to bring the voltage up to match the other one, so it balances. You can actually get a higher end battery management system, and instead of taking voltage from the national grid and doing all of that, it'll actually pull voltage from other cells. So if the voltage is down on one bank, it'll suck voltage from one of the other banks that's, you know, that can afford to give some to his friend, you know. I hope I'm making sense. But that's what the BMS is doing, and I thought I should run that by. And I think we're going to wrap this up now. The next video we'll actually start wiring it up, and I envisage the battery pack here on the workbench, all the BMS wired up, and what I'd like to do is just run wires all the way down to the scooter, which is down on the floor. I don't want to start packing everything up and wrapping everything and shrink wrapping the you know, the protective cover and all of that sort of stuff, because, you know, I might get something wrong, or it might be the BMS that I've ordered might be faulty, all that sort of thing. So we'll bench test it. Battery pack here, scooter down on the floor. Once we're happy with everything, then I'll close everything up and we can take it for a spin, and it should be a lot of fun. I'll bring the camera along. Alright, that's about it for now. It's 10 o'clock at night. Let's get this uploaded.